Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Canto 4, Chapter 10, Text 15. Nadastu yatu dyaneshu. Nadatsu yatu daneshu. Nadatsu yatu daneshu. Jaya Kashishu Ata Mride. Jaya Kashishva Ata Mride. Jaya Kashishva Atho Mride. Udatitastad Ratas Tasya. Udatitastad Ratas Tasya. Udatitastad Ratas Tasya. Niharad Iva Bhaskaraha. Niharad Iva Bhaskaraha. Niharad Iva Bhaskaraha. Nadatsu yatu daneshu. Jaya Kashishva Atho Mridde. Udatistas Ratastasya. Nihara Diva Bhaskaraha. Nadatsu datu daneshu. Jaya Kashishva Atho Mridde. Udatistas Ratastasya. Nihara Diva Bhaskaraha. Yadastu yatu daneshu. Jaya Kashishvato Mride. Udatista Ratastasya. Niharadiva Bhaskaraha. Nadatsu yatu daneshu. Jaya Kashishvato Mride. Udatista Ratastasya. Niharadiva Bhaskaraha. Nadatu yatu danesho. Jaya Kashishvato Mride. Udatista Ratastasya. Nihara Diva Bhaskaraha. Nadastu yatu daneshu. Jaya Kashishvato Mridya. Udasista Ratastasya. Nihara Diva Bhaskaraha. Inadatu yatu danesho. Jaya Kashishvato Mridya. Udatista Ratastasya. Niharativa Bhaskaraha. Nadatsu. While exclaiming Yatu Daneshu, the ghostly yakshas, Jaya Kashishu, proclaiming victory, Atho, Then Mrude, in the fighting, Udatitasta appeared. Rataha, in the chariot, Tasya, of Dhruva Maharaj. Niharat, from the mist. Iva, like Bhaskaraha, the sun. Translation and purport is His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktan Samra Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. The Yakshas, being temporarily victorious, exclaimed that they had conquered Dhruva Maharaja. But in the meantime, Dhruva's chariot suddenly appeared, just as the sun suddenly appears from within foggy mist. Purport. Here Dhruva Maharaj is compared to the sun and the greatly assembly of the Yakshas to foggy mist. The fog is insignificant in comparison with the sun. Although the sun is sometimes seen to be covered by fog, in fact, the sun cannot be covered by anything. Our eyes may be covered by a cloud, but the sun is never covered. By this comparison to the sun, the greatness of Dhruva Maharaja in all circumstances is affirmed. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Let's chant Mangalacharana. Om Jnanatimrandasya Jnana Salakaya Chakshuru Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapatantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Vutapatakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Radha Krishna Padan Sagagana Lalita Shri Shakanvitam Sa He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Shute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Tarubhasya Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So let me take the blessings of all the Vaishnavis assembled here. And all my spiritual masters, Siksha Guru, Diksha Gurus, and Prabhupada, let the right words come at the right time. So we are in the end, almost in the end of the Dhruva Maharaj Charitram. So this is the, it's like he's going to finish his pastime of that one Dhruva Maharaj. Let's try to understand what's going on here. Okay, so we know that Dhruva Maharaj had a austere penance, and then he is able to meet the Lord within a very short duration. Once he's been initiated by Narad Muni, and then he got a mantra, so he did austere penances for 6 months, and then he's able to meet a Lord. After meeting a Lord, and then Lord is he's a Sarvajna, he knows everything, and then he fulfilled the desires of the Dhruva Maharaj. But Dhruva Maharaj felt unsatisfied. So though he met the Lord and whatever the desire he had, it's everything he felt, got everything, but he felt unsatisfied because he was just lamenting it. I mean, it's very hard to meet the Lord. I met the Lord, but what the benefit I'm getting, it's like a broken piece of glasses, like that he started feeling it. So then Dhruva Maharaj is coming back to his home. So when he was coming home, there is a beautiful section. So his father, he saw that Uttanapada, he was very cherished, and then he was so happy. He started smelling Dhruva Maharaj's head multiple times, and then Surichi, the younger mother, the Surichi, so she was also in tears, and then she blessed him, you may live long. So and then what happened, he met his brother, and then they are just tears, exchanges of tears, and then their hair stood on the body. So it was a very ecstatic moment. And then he met his mother, Suniti. Suniti was like, she was overwhelmed with the tears, and then milk was coming. Prabhupada is beautifully right that he's been made Abhishek. It's like he was done. So that time, the very important point that time is the residents of the kingdom, they all just started praising the Suniti. She's saying that you please the Supreme Lord, so that's the reason your son has come. So they will just say that one who constantly meditates upon the Supreme Lord, they will of course surpass all the difficulties of birth and death. So this is perfection is difficult to achieve. You have achieved it. So they just say that you have pleased the Supreme Lord, so that you don't have no more problems. That means you can even conquer a birth and death. So they just say it. So after this, means now Dhruva Maharaj is back, and then Uttanapada, after some time, he thought, okay, Dhruva Maharaj will take care of the kingdom, and then he started walking away. So he goes to the forest so that to take a focus more on the spiritual advancement, so that he just give up the material. So that happened. Then what happened? Then Dhruva Maharaj got married. He got married, and he got a couple of sons. So during these things, it's all going on. Means when the Lord met Dhruva Maharaj, he said that he'll be ruling the kingdom for 36,000 years with a very opulent. So he was just ruling. So now what happened on the arrangement of the Lord? The Dhruva Maharaj's brother Uttama, he went to forest for the hunting. So what happened in the hunting? During that one, Yakshas have got killed him during the in the Himalaya, in the region of Himalaya mountains. He got killed, and he said that Suruchi heard that his son Uttama got killed. She also got angered, and then she went there, and she is also died. So this is the situation now where we are in. So that time what happened? Dhruva Maharaj got very angry. He went to where the Yakshas sitting, Alakapuri. He wants to kill all the Yakshas and then claim victory. So to satisfy his brother, one mother is he died it, right? They want to do it. So this is the one. So now the war is happening it. So it's a beautifully the initial section of the war. So what happened? Now the war has been started between the Yakshas and Dhruva Maharaj. So now what happened? Initially the Yakshas are very powerful. Dhruva Maharaj went, and then Yakshas are very powerful. They have victorious. The Sukadeva Goswami writes it. They are temporary victorious. They are not the victorious. They are temporarily victorious in the fight. Initially they may try to hit. They are temporary victorious. So, but what happened when they surrounded the Dhruva Maharaj chariot, and then they look like victorious, but that time when the sun comes, and how it comes, piercing all the darkness, when the sun comes, like that the Dhruva Maharaj has come as a sun. So that's what in this verse Dhruva Maharaj is being glorified as a sun, right? So this is a very important one for us to understand it, right? So here Prabhupada beautifully writes at one. So the sun is always a sun. No one can cover the sun. So only our vision has been blocked by the clouds or fog, mist, whatever it is. The sun is always, the radiation of sun is never, or the glories of sun never distant because of the one. Only our vision has been blocked about it. How do we really understand it? What is in our day-to-day life, what is the sun, what is the fog, and who we are, what is our vision? So that's what we can try to understand it. So first, who is the sun? Bhaskaraha, sun is being mentioned, right? So in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Prabhupada beautifully writes in the Adi Leela, one of the purport, in that Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, Krishna is the sun. So he says that Prabhupada writes it one, Krishna is the sun, because he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Prabhupada writes that one, his devotees are also as bright and illuminating because they have the Krishna in their heart. So Krishna is sun, and whoever having Krishna is in their heart, they are also reflect that supreme sun, right? So we can see some of devotees, when they have done a very intense services, what we tend to see, they should feel very tired. But that time, if you see them, they'll be super energetic and happy. How that is happening? Because it's like Krishna is always ever youth and fresh. That's how the when we do the services, that's the one. It's a totally, it's like a different, right? When in the material you do, we do very hard work. At the end, okay, I'm done. But if you look at the same thing, so in Janma Ashtami at 12 o'clock, people have done so much thing. But if you see when they are eating prasadam, so much of happy faces and everything you can see. That's how the one. So Krishna is the sun and devotee is the sun. So what is the cloud? What it is been? It's not making us to visualize the Krishna. How it is blocking it? What is the cloud? Right. So we know that in the Kali Yuga, Krishna is available as a holy name. So what is blocking us getting the holy name? So that's one we'll try to understand using this verse, right? So first thing is, let's try to understand the potency of the holy name, and then we'll see what is blocking us to taste the holy name, and what is the Prabhupada and offers us one, right? So to understand that one, let's go to Chaitanya Charitamrita. We all know that Raghunath Das Goswami, his father was Govardhan Majumdar. So he had a brother, Hiranya Majumdar. Govardhan Majumdar and Hiranya Majumdar, they are like very rich. You can consider they are one of the richest person in the Bengal where they are ruling it. So, but even though they are very rich and everything, they are very devotees. So even Haridas Thakur comes, and my Guru Maharaj says that Haridas Thakur does home program in their house. So that kind of they are even though they are rich, they are very devotee. So one time what happened, there was a priest called Balram Acharya. He is very close to Haridas Thakur, and then he invites the Haridas Thakur to the assembly of these Majumdars, Govardhan and Hiranya one. So Haridas Thakur went. When the Haridas Thakur come, and everyone in the assembly has shown a very great respect, and then they all stood up and then offered respects to the Haridas Thakur. So now Haridas Thakur come, and everyone started praising about the Haridas Thakur. So whenever we see who is a more respectable person than a Vaishnava, so it's like we saw anyone who is to be worshipable, we started praising it. So when the Haridas Thakur comes, the whole assembly started praising it. So in that somebody started saying that so Haridas Thakur is chanting 300,000 names daily. So that means 3 lakhs names he is just chanting it. So much rounds he used to chant. So everybody started praising and glories of the holy name and everything. So that time people are started telling, oh, he started chanting, so that because of chanting all the sin has been nullified, so that you will get easily liberation and everything. So that time Haridas Thakur correct them. So sin, getting rid of sin and achieving liberation is a byproduct. That's not the ultimate aim of the chanting. So he makes it very clear, the purpose of the chanting. So it's a very beautiful section. So in that Haridas Thakur gives this one sloka, he quotes that one. It's like when the sun before comes fully, when the sun in the dawn section, even when a very thinner ray comes, all that night darkness has been dissipated. So that's how the one, even as a single name, can destroy all the sins. What we can have, what we can think of, what we could have, everything can be destroyed. So he's compare the holy name is like a sun one, but what the potent is, even it's the sun fully comes manifest to our eyes, even a single ray can destroy all the darkness. So that's what he's telling it. So that's one, and then he's just telling it, and then he says that one, even Ajamila simply chanting Narayan, his son, he got a liberation. So the chanting of holy name is he just trying to establish what is the one. So during that time what happened, there was a one tax collector called Gopal Chakravarti. So he was just become furious. How can he say liberation is so simple? People are millions of years they do a tapasya to achieve the liberation, but you are saying that just by chanting, simple chanting Nama Aba stage, they can get it. So he challenged the Haridas Thakur saying, if it is not happen, I'll cut your nose. And Haridas Thakur humbly accepted. If it's not happen, yes, I'll cut my nose itself and then go. But the assembly became so much furious, and then Haridas Thakur goes, and then everyone will scold him, and then Majumdar they say that don't ever come to this, to Gopal Chakravarti, don't ever come to this one. So one means what happened in a short time, this Gopal Chakravarti got the leprosy, he lost his nose. So when that time Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami beautifully writes that one. So the devotees maybe excuse any offenses, any one, but whereas the Krishna, he does not tolerate the blasphemy of the devotees. So that's the one he sets it up. So what we are trying to see, this Krishna is son, the Krishna devotees are son, and then the holy name is the sun. So it's like we have all the sun, that we can see the one, right? So the holy name is such a potent, and then we have one, right? So what is the cloud? So why we are not having that potency, right? So that's the whole point what we want to understand. So at least in my case I can say, if you want to chant, whatever I try to do, I'll get distracted. There is a chanting itself become a very hard sometimes, that you try to a single round you cannot hear everything, so many things will go on. Even when something happened in year 4, year 5 and all will come into that mind, you will get so much distracted, means at least for me, or even our worst case, what will happen, we'll start sleeping after some time, we don't know what you are doing the chant. So that's a one. What is the one? Sachinanda Swami Maharaj beautifully says this one. He says first we need to understand it. So if we have a fear in our heart, that means we are in the material body, material status. So means in the Uddhav Gita, right? So the 11th canto will be not in the Uddhav Gita section. 11th canto, the Maharaj Nimi section, right? So in that they said Bhayam Divishat Bhayanashat. So that means what will happen when we started engaging with the material nature, we get is a fear. The fear is the matter which is making us always running behind something. Either will I lose my job, will I lose my property, all these things, or my relatives, everything. That's a fear is what it's happening here. Sachinanda Maharaj says that something we can realize that we have a fear and then we get bewildered. That means we are in the material nature. So that means we have turned away from Krishna. So he gives a beautiful example. I don't know how many have seen in olden days in India. Even now also you can see somewhere that in the darkness they'll have a simple lantern. With the shadow they create some kind of a creatures, and then they'll show us some shows like a ghost is coming and everything. It's like some person will be waving his hand and everything. But if you look at the screen, what will see is it's like some ghost is coming and killing and everything. So whoever sees that one, what they will start at, they'll cut in the fear. So Sachinanda Maharaj says that one. So it's like what we are seeing, everything is the shadow in this material world. So that means we are away from the Krishna. Krishna is like he's telling the lantern and then person is there. We don't see the lantern or we don't see the person. We see only the shadow which is showing it. So that's what he's telling it. So what we are seeing is in this material world is the shadow. So that means we are turning away from Krishna. So we are not seeing the Krishna. So in that very beautifully he says that one. What does it mean that turning away from Krishna, turning away from Krishna? How can we turn back to Krishna, right? So he says that one. He's again quote this example. It's like a sun. Krishna is the sun. Holy name is the sun. But all the cloud, what we have it, which is making us difficult to relish the holy name. So how can we do that one? How can we really cherish? He just gives a very beautiful analogy, right? So he says that one turning towards Krishna is one is that showing a attention towards Krishna. So he's just saying the attention towards the Krishna is like turning towards the Krishna. It means Maharaj beautifully says that one. First you show attention, then you will get the absorption in the holy name, then you will get the attraction. So when we say that I don't have any attraction, Maharaj says that one. First we need to, our side is first we have to have a attention. So once we have attention, then we'll get the absorb in that one. So once we started absorption, then only we'll get the attraction. That attraction is the end product or a end results of what we can, it's attention. So yes, that's right, it has to be attention, but okay, we all know that we have to be attentive, right? When chanting, my Guru Maharaj once he told me when I asked what to do, he said that chant with attention and care. He said it very beautifully, right? It's a chanting you should do with the means when I asked how do you chant, he said that we should chant with the attention and care. So I didn't understand anything at that time. Okay, thank you Guru Maharaj, I said it. So what is the attention and care? So this is a Sachinananda Swami Maharaj again explains one, right? So we want to try to attentive, we want to hear. Guru Maharaj means my Guru Maharaj again in one of the lecture he said it recently. It's like chanting is like it's a hearing exercise. It's not a thinking exercise. So he given one example. So in baseball, you see a ball, you will hit it. You will not think what to do it. So that means in a cricket, we all know when you see the ball, hit the ball. You will not think what to do at the ball. So that's what he is like when you hear the holy name, you to hear the holy name. It's not the process of thinking. So that's what Shastrananda Maharaj says in this lecture beautifully. We should start attentively hear it. But we have, at least I have lots of problem in hearing it. So what Sachinanda Maharaj says that one, this is what we need to beg and take the shelter, because on our strength we cannot do it. Because what is one blocking us? Because all the offenses what we have done, those are all the clouds. So how much our offenses we have done, that much of the cloud which is there, which is blocking us to hear the holy name. So we cannot hear the holy name because of the offenses. So all the offenses is getting, it became as a distracting it, it's making us a laziness, becoming inattentive while chanting. That's what the one. He says that one, that's what we'll take the shelter of the lotus feet of the Gauranga. He's telling, oh my Lord, I have this problem. I have turned away from you. I have become attracted to the shadows. That means to your material energy. So I can't detach myself from Maya and turn to you completely. I tried, I suffered, but I could not do it. Oh my Lord, please merciful unto me and then do it. He's taking, we have to ask, beg to the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to get that one. Because by ourselves we cannot do it. So, means in Harinam Chintamani, Bhakti Vinod Thakur beautifully says that one. So, all the offenses can be overridden when you do attentive chanting. So he says that the inattentive chanting is the cause for all the offenses, right? So he goes. It's one of the, I think it's in the 12th chapter. He's given 3 type of inattentive chanting, right? It's one is because of the indifferences what we have, or the laziness, or the distraction. These kind of things will come and then make us to become one. So that's one beautiful section where Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives a how to overcome that one also, right? He says that one, chant in front of the Tulsi or chant along with the other Vaishnavas so that you can overcome that kind of offenses, right? So that's what we can understand it in terms of our with respect to that one. Let's say we know, holy name is the sun, the cloud. For us it's like how the yakshas have been covering the Dhruva Maharaj is. For us in this case, all our offenses are covering us, people like me. That's the one main thing. So when we get rid of offenses, we can do it. The major offenses, what Sachinanda Swamara says, is the inattention, what we have it in the chanting. So yeah, like Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, Kaitanchana Isprate Yasmin, Duskaram Sukaram Bhavet, Vishmrate Viparitam Shaya, Sri Chaitanya Namamitam. So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says that when we started praying Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, taking the shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whatever difficult one becomes easy to execute, whereas in other cases, even the easy, what you think it's a very easy, hearing a word we think very easy, but that becomes very difficult here. That's what we need to keep taking the shelter of it. Right? So today is a very auspicious day. We have a three important one in today. So maybe let's try to touch upon those part. Today is Bhadra Purnima. So today is the Vishwarup Mahotsav, and then today is the day our Prabhupada has taken as sannyas. So we have all these things come here. So in terms of means in Mayapur today there is a big yajna is happening to all the people who has helped for the Bhadra campaign or who supported it. So I'll take all the blessings of the one who supported the Bhadra campaign, and we have a one happening, right? So we all know, Bhagavatam is like a Srimad Bhagavatam we have, it's been part of our day-to-day life. It means we all want to make it day-to-day life and reading Bhagavatam. It's been said that during the Bhadra Purnima, if you offer Srimad Bhagavatam in the golden throne and give us a gift, we all go back to Godhead. Few years back, there was no Srimad Bhagavatam said, or there is, and throne, golden throne is tough. Because of Prabhupada mercy, we all got the Srimad Bhagavatam. At least if you can't give the compared with Bhagavatam, that golden throne is no value. If we can start gifting at the Srimad Bhagavatam sets, we all can go back to Godhead. That's what it's been said. So we all know that Bhagavatam, it starts with the Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sukadev Goswami starts with that one. So he said that one. What I want to discuss or recollect myself on the last verse of the Srimad Bhagavatam. So that's a very important one for one. Sutta Goswami ends the last verse of the Bhagavatam is Nama Sankirtanam Yashya Sarva Papa Pranasanam Pranamo Dukkha Samanas Tam Namami Harim Param. So he finished that one with the one. I offer my respectful obeisances to the Supreme Lord Hari. The congregational chanting of His holy name destroys all sinful reflections, and then offering obeisances to whom relieves all material sufferings. So when this is the last verse of the Srimad Bhagavatam, it's been said that establish the importance of Nama Sankirtanam. That means the chanting of the holy name. So that's how the important. So we get the importance of the chanting. So it helps us to destroy all the sinful reactions, right? So we know in so in 5th canto, at the end it will be like after reading the last chapter of 5th cantos, will be like it's like a very massive, because that time all the hellish planets would have been said. So if you do this, that one, it's all like what we will do, all these things. So when we hear all these things, the first question after finishing the hellish chapter, the first question which Prahlad Maharaj asked is one, it's like maybe he asked for us, right? So how can we get rid of, because all the sin, if they go and then do it, how can we get rid of, what is the atonement of it? So that time he just give one example, like you do atonement, you do a thinking and everything. He rejects, Prahlad Maharaj rejects everything. Then he established the holy name. That's what he started the story of the Ajamala. By hearing the holy name, by saying the holy name, you get all your sinful reaction, not only the reaction, the tendency to make the sin itself will go. So he established that one. So that's what he ends it. Sutta Goswami, when he ends the Bhagavatam also, uh, it's like we have to have a congregation chanting of holy name, right? So one thing as part of this means my Guru Maharaj always quotes this one from the uh, Sri Krishna's Thavalila from Sanatana Goswami. He recites the Srimad Bhagavatam, the importance. So means few times my Guru Maharaj always quotes that one. I'll just read that few points. Maybe that's a very important for us to meditate upon it. O Srimad Bhagavatam, O nectar churned from the ocean of all Vedic scriptures, O most prominent transcendental fruit of all the Vedas, O you who are enriched with the jewel of all spiritual philosophical conclusion, O you who grant spiritual vision to all the people of the world, O life breath of Vaishnava devotees, O Lord, you are the sun which has risen to dispel the darkness of the Kali Yuga. You are actually the Krishna who has returned among us. So again here Sanatana Goswami says that his Bhagavatam is the sun to dispel our darkness of Kali Yuga. So and then he continues in, O Srimad Bhagavatam, I offer respectful obeisances to you. By reading you, one attains transcendental bliss. For your syllabus rain pure love of God upon the reader. You are always be served by everyone. You are an incarnation of Krishna. And the next one is very famous, means we all, most of us know. O Srimad Bhagavatam, O my only friend. Sanatana Goswami says, O my only friend, my companion, my teacher, my great wealth, my deliverer, O my good fortune, O my bliss, I offer respectful obeisances unto you. And then the last he says that one, O Srimad Bhagavatam, O giver of saintless to the unsaintly, O uplifter of the very fallen, please do not ever leave me. Please become manifested upon my heart and my throat, accompanied by pure love of Krishna. So, means my Guru Maharaj always quotes this one. He always said that Sanatana Goswami said that every syllable is filled with the Krishna prema. Maybe he said that one, but when we read some section, where is the Krishna prema, will say, he said that shows that our nature, because we don't know how to cherish it, how Sanatana Goswami says that one. So we all take the blessings of the Sanatana Goswami so that we can also start cherishing the Srimad Bhagavatam, what he has said. So, let's lightly touch upon the Vishwarup Mahotsav. So, there are different opinions. Okay, it's been there on the Vishwarup Mahotsav. So, what it's been, we know that Vishwarupa is the brother of our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? So, Vishwambar. So, Vishwarup, this is the day, Vishwarup, he took some says he took a sannyas, or some says he left the world on this day. So, means either of the one, but it's a things to we have to meditate on Vishwarupa. So we all know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna and Nityananda Prabhu is Balaram, but the real brother of maternal he has the brother is Vishwarup. So he's been said that it's a Prakasha, means expansion of the Shankarshan. So he's expansion of the Shankarshan. So that's the one we need to take of paying obeisance to him, right? So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur quotes in Chaitanya Bhagavat. It's good to read it. Sri Vishwarup Prabhu is Shankarshana, is therefore not different from Sri Nityananda Swarupa. So he is a Prakasha expansion of Mula Sankarshana, Sri Baladev and Nityananda Prabhu. In Mahavaikuntha, he appeared as a Vishwarupa in Gaura Lila. He is a Vishwarupa in Gaura Lila. That's what. And then he says that one if he hears the pastime of Vishwarupa accepting sannyasa, he'll attain the freedom from the bondage of fruity activities. So Sri Vishwarupa has the three expansion. First Purusha incarnation. So all the Purusha incarnation, Shirodaksha Vishnu, Karnadaksha Vishnu and Garbhadaksha Vishnu, all are coming from the Vishwarupa. So, and that's the one on today. And today is a very, this is the day or Prabhupada has taken the sannyas as well. So, means we all know how Prabhupada took sannyas. Maybe it's always good to meditate upon. So, Prabhupada was a grahastha, and then he was a successful businessman, and then having say business was continuing on it, but he was always thinking, helping to his Guru Maharaj, Bhakti Sarat Maharaj, and then writing books, and then some writing in Back to Godhead magazines and everything, and he was supporting as much as he can do it. So, but sometime what happened, Prabhupada started getting a dream. One night he got a dream that Bhakti Sarat Prabhupada has come, appeared him, and asked him to take sannyas. Prabhupada thought, but that time he thought, oh, means taking sannyas, I cannot take it now. So I cannot take it now because I have to do a business. So Prabhupada always thinking that I'll become a successful businessman. I'll go to India, and then I'll go to West, and then I'll do the preaching. So that's how he was thinking it. So I have to focus on one. So, but it means to the will of Providence, his business started going dwindling, and then he almost lost almost everything. So Prabhupada is he started thinking the verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam, right? When Hari, somebody wants to award him, he'll start take away all his material things. So he started thinking, oh, he's doing it, but he was keep getting the dreams about taking the sannyas, but he's not doing it. But one time what happened, the dream was like Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj is coming from the spiritual abode, and then he is coming and pushing hard Prabhupada to take the sannyas. Okay, Prabhupada decided, okay, this is the time, I have to take it. He decided it. He was in the Vrindavan. Even Prabhupada's god brothers also started telling, no, you have to take one. And then Prabhupada started taking the sannyas. And this is the day Prabhupada is, that time they all say that one. So when you want to preach, you want to go, you have to be a sannyas. If you go as a sannyas, you can preach to others. So they all started doing. Prabhupada thought, okay, so I have to, this is my Guru Maharaj is telling through my god brothers, now I have to do it. So he started taking, and then he took the initiation on this day under Keshav Maharaj. Okay, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Sri Radha Gopinath Bhavan ki jai. Yes, Prabhupada. Sorry, Prabhupada, I don't have any idea why it's been called Punya. Yeah, but it's been there, extras are ghosts. Yeah, but I don't know what context it's been they called as a Punya. I'm not aware of it.